I've been watching every minute of Golden State's Summer League action in Las Vegas, and honestly, there's a lot to unpack already, even though the opposition isn't comprised of established NBA veterans, but rather a mix of G League standouts, undrafted hopefuls, and late-round picks trying to earn a contract. The flash plays and defensive rotations we're seeing from the two newest Warriors draft selections, Will Richard and Alex 2A, are worth getting excited about. From the moment they stepped onto the court in those royal blue jerseys, they've displayed that combination of effort, spatial awareness, and confidence that the coaching staff preaches at every practice. It's important to remember that these matchups serve as a proving ground, a stage where the cream of the crop, as Randy Macho Man Savage would put it, tends to rise above the rest. We've seen it in past years with guys like Klay Thompson, who dominated so completely that a team even pulled him from Summer League early, and with Cooper Flagg, who exploded for 30-plus points in his second outing and fast-tracked himself. Into NBA consideration, 2 games in, they've shown up in different ways. In the opener against Portland, the Warriors struggled mightily. The final score didn't flatter them. Portland ran away with a blowout, outscoring Golden State by 35, never allowing them a sniff of a lead. Jackson Rowe led the way, with a dozen points, but everything else that could go wrong did. Golden State lost the rebounding battle 49-29. The assist-to-turnover ratio was even-steven, and the shooting numbers were brutal. They knocked down only 22% of their three-point attempts, 8 out of 36 from deep, a shocking figure considering this franchise's three-point heritage. Field goal efficiency hovered around 30%. Even free throws, which usually stabilize in a pinch, only got to 72%. The young roster looked out of sync, and despite flashes from Isaiah Mobley on the boards and Tyrell Tui Armstrong slicing through traffic to find open shooters, the first half deficit ballooned to a 14-0 run and never relented. You could almost feel the team's confidence drain with every missed jumper and every failed pick and roll. But that setback only set the stage for a more spirited performance in Game 2 against Utah. The Warriors came out determined to prove they belong, and right away it was clear the energy in their huddle was different. Will Richard opened with a couple of quiet but relentless defensive possessions, contesting shots and hustling for loose balls, while Alex 2A showcased that fluid Euro-style footwork, driving to the rim, finishing with a soft finger roll, layup, and drawing contact that earned him an and one. Those hustle plays added up, and Coach Sean Marks' squad held a slim lead at each quarter break. By the third quarter, Golden State had stretched the margin to as much as 10 points, their ball movement creating open looks that finally fell. 6 made threes in the first half alone, coming courtesy of role players who had been under the shoe radar in Game 1. On the defensive end, they tightened up rotations. Toy sprinted back on a rim run, chested up to the shooter, and then traced back to knock down a corner triple, drawing cheers from the half-empty arena and a fist bump from his bench. The highlight came midway through the fourth quarter when, trailing by 4, the Jazz rushed the ball up court only to have Alex strip their guard, push in transition, kick back out to Richard in the wing, and watch him bury a contested jumper that gave the Warriors a lead they'd never relinquish. The final whistle blew on a cumulative rebound advantage of 14, a +7 on second chance points, and a +5 in fast break opportunities. Their free throw shooting soared to 84%, a stark improvement over the opener. Alex finished with 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, while Will chipped in 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a handful of deflections that didn't show up in the box score, but absolutely mattered. Statistically, their plus-minus on the night was a team-high +23, vaulting them into the upper echelon of Summer League squads, and a stark contrast to the -11 from the Portland game. That swing in efficiency underscores just how quickly momentum can shift when a few contested shots finally go down and when the young guys buy into the defensive identity. It also demonstrates why these scrimmages matter. Any of these players could fight their way onto a two-way contract or a G League affiliate, and if injuries hit the main roster, you want someone who has shown they can close out on a shooter or hit a wing jumper under duress. Individually, Alex's ability to navigate high-pick actions, read hedges, and either duck into the paint or dump off to a cutting teammate suggests he's more than just a scorer. He's a budding playmaker. Will's timing on help side rotations, and knack for tipping errant passes into his own hands point to defensive upside that could translate to meaningful minutes down the line. And while their three-point shooting percentages, one of them at 24%, the other at 20%, remain areas for growth, the volume attempts show they're not afraid to let it fly, which is exactly what Golden State needs. From its wing prospects to keep the floor spaced at the NBA level. Of course, these are just 2 of the 4 guaranteed games, and the Summer League playoffs lurk on the horizon for squads that qualify. The third contest comes tonight, and it's the next chance for these rookies and fringe players to cement their case. Will they keep up the defensive intensity? Will the shot clock pressure lead to forced looks? Or will they settle into a rhythm that carries them to more comfortable margins of victory? For now, Golden State sits at 1 win and 1 loss, averaging roughly 88 points per game, which places them somewhere in the middle of the pack scoring-wise. Their field goal percentage across both games hovers just below 40%, while their three-point percentage dips into the low 20s, numbers that must improve if they want to beat the top seed teams. Yet beyond the raw metrics, what's encouraging is the spirit. The way Alex chased down a fast break defender, the way Will sprinted from baseline to contest a runner, the way the bench erupted when a timely stop forced a shot clock violation. Those are intangible signs that these guys care, and that they want to earn respect in the NBA environment. Summer League may not perfectly replicate the speed and physicality of the regular season, but it's the closest approximation young prospects get, and so far they've answered the bell when the lights are brightest in Vegas. As we gear up for tonight's matchup, it's clear the coaching staff will continue to mix in different lineups, giving minutes to veterans like Mobley and Armstrong alongside rookies and undrafted invites. That rotational shuffle makes it harder to find a consistent rhythm, but it also simulates the situation players face on any given night in the regular season. Injuries, foul trouble, and matchup shifts force everyone to adapt. If these newcomers can keep producing in spurts, hitting timely shots and making the smart defensive plays, they'll only increase their odds of carving out a role, whether that's as a two-way contributor, a G League scorer, or a late season call up when the roster needs a spark. No doubt there are plenty of adjustments to make. Three-point shooting must improve, turnovers need to decrease, and communication on switches can tighten up. But the foundation is there. The athleticism and length that scouts drool over come paired with a work ethic that shows up on every hustle rebound and every contested shot. And in a system that values ball movement and defensive versatility, both Alex and Will have flashed flashes of the modern skill set required to succeed. So while we'll keep an eye on the stat lines, points, rebounds, assists, and shooting splits, it's the glimpses of that intangible competitive fire that really stand out. The kind you can't teach in drills but that separates NBA contributors from the rest. Stay tuned as we track the progression of Golden State's Summer League journey. In tonight's contest, I expect the coaching staff to continue rewarding the players who brought that same relentless energy in Vegas, and will see if the newfound confidence from Friday's win carries into Saturday's showdown. For now, as the cameras roll and the young Warriors lace up their high-top sneakers under the bright arena lights, one thing is certain: they know the stakes, and they're fighting to prove they belong at the next level. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. Whispers are getting louder in the NBA world, and this time, they're coming from the Bay Area. According to sources close to the situation, the Golden State Warriors have reportedly signed Lithuanian prodigy KASPARAS JAKUCIONIS, a player many in Europe are already calling the next Luka Doncic. While nothing has been officially confirmed by the franchise, the basketball rumor mill is abuzz with speculation. And if true, it could mark the beginning of a bold new era for the Warriors. JAKUCIONIS, just 18 years old, has been turning heads across the European basketball scene with his court vision, fluid handles, and advanced feel for the game. Standing at 6'6", he plays the point guard position with a poise that belies his age, drawing inevitable comparisons to the early days of Doncic at Real Madrid. Scouts have long admired his basketball IQ, ability to create shots off the dribble, and his innate understanding of tempo, qualities that align closely with the Warriors' trademark style of play. Though details remain scarce, some insiders suggest that Golden State is looking to make a statement in its post-Splash Brothers era, with Steph Curry entering the twilight of his legendary career and Klay Thompson's future uncertain. Adding a high-upside international talent like JAKUCIONIS could be more than just a gamble. It could be a masterstroke. Is this a bold move to revitalize the franchise with fresh international flair? Or is it simply a strategic depth signing? Some say the Warriors have been quietly scouting JAKUCIONIS for over a year, especially after his standout performances in European youth competitions. A few reports even hint that team executives see him as a long-term project who could blossom under the mentorship of Curry himself. Of course, as with any young talent, there are questions. Can he adapt to the physicality of the MMA? Will he find his rhythm in a system as complex as Steve Kerr's? Still, if the comparisons to Doncic are even half true, this could be one of the most intriguing international moves since the Slovenian star took Dallas by storm. For now, it's all speculation, but if there's any truth to the whispers, Warriors fans might just be witnessing the start of something special. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.